I don't make up these titles. I'm literally reading it, and I don't want to read the last word because I don't want to get demonetized. And so we've got a video about Taylor Swift eating D. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're trying not to get canceled because we're not stalking, because we're talking about none other than Taylor Swift. But in today's topic, we're talking about her ED, and it's not erectile dysfunction. And so I think it's a very important topic as so many people struggle with this. 25% of people that compete in sports involving weight classes, certainly much higher than this in sports like bodybuilding, bikini, figure, all these competitions where you're being judged essentially on how you look. Imagine not having an ED. And so for the regular person, of course you have these problems. But imagine being someone like Taylor Swift, who every single day she's performing in front of thousands of people, and people are going to notice exactly how you look. Constantly being judged on how you look on social media, and so imagine just how difficult this is. The video is called Taylor Swift Shares Struggle with Eating D. And I'm not talking about that kind of D, the kind that ends with order.
Hurtful headlines where someone said that I looked pregnant.
Taylor!
Photos where Taylor might have worn something that made her lower stomach look not flat.
And so imagine she's wearing clothing, she's perhaps breathing out a little bit. Her lower stomach isn't quite flat. And so the comments, the posts, the videos, they come out. Taylor Swift looks pregnant. She looks fat. Look what's going on. And so she reads these things, and imagine how that makes her feel. And so in the world of fitness, we have guys like Lex Little who posts a photo and perhaps is bloated from traveling, holding a little bit more water in the face, and becomes viral on social media. And so it is any wonder why people develop an ED?
When you have 20 paparazzi outside your apartment, it kind of makes you take ownership of how you look, and you know it's going to be documented and discussed.
And so imagine this. Every day you leave your house, somebody's going to stand there and take your photo. Would you perhaps spend a little bit more time on your makeup, on how you dress, or combing your hair? Probably. And so can you imagine not watching what you eat, knowing that if you slip up, if you let your stomach hang out even a little bit, if your clothing isn't set out perfectly, that you're going to be in a headline the following day saying you look pregnant.
She even had a strategy for dealing with questions about food or her size.
And so it becomes such a problem, a disorder, that she literally had a planned answer when people started questioning her about the thinness of her body. Remember, she was a size 00. It's very small. 0 small, 2 small, 4 small, and she's now currently a 6'6", still a very small size, but when she was smaller, she had this answer.
She says that when she was a size 00, if anyone expressed concern, she'd say, "What are you talking about? Of course I eat."
And so imagine her thinking she had to invent some story to mask the problem that she'd been having. Hey, what are you talking about? Of course I'm eating. Here's some advice. If you have to pre-plan your answers as to why you look a certain way, why you're eating a certain way, you might need to check out how you're doing. Is it actually healthy?
I just love food so much, like Japanese food, like room service. My choice indulgence is like a great burger. I need donuts.
I mean, even my cookbook has low-calorie burgers and donuts, etc. They have lower-calorie alternatives so that you can eat tons of these without having to gain weight. Now, I'm not saying Taylor Swift has to lose weight, but she does talk about having donuts and burgers. And if you are, in fact, morbidly obese from eating things, of course she's not, then maybe try getting my cookbook.
The now happy size 6-star says, "I did exercise a lot, but I wasn't eating."
And so she was lying. Remember, she pre-planned it and said, hey, when people talk about your weight, you say, "I'm eating." But we now learned that she says she was exercising a lot and not eating. Last I checked, CICO is a real thing. Calories in, calories out. And if she wasn't eating, of course she's going to lose weight. She's burning up a ton of calories by movement through exercise, which is a great thing. Nothing wrong with exercise, but you have to replace those calories. If you don't replace enough of them, of course you're going to be something that rhymes with lexic.
I also just had a treadmill put on my tour bus.
And so there's nothing wrong with putting a treadmill on your tour bus, perhaps working out, exercising wherever you go. But if you do so without eating anything, well, that's when a problem can develop. And so the next title, Taylor Swift talking about her eating D. I don't make up these titles. I'm literally reading it, and I don't want to read the last word because I don't want to get demonetized. And so we've got a video about Taylor Swift eating D.
It's not good for me to see pictures of myself every day because I have a tendency.
And so she can't see pictures of herself because she gets triggered. She sees a picture of herself, says, oh, my stomach's too big. Perhaps I look pregnant. I need to stop eating. And so imagine going through life without being able to look at your pictures. Remember, if you can't post a picture or video without filtering the shit out of it and making it look like somebody that you're not, if you can't look at yourself in the mirror, it's not good. I would suggest you go and talk to someone about it. Perhaps a psychologist, a counselor, because body dysmorphia, it's a real thing. I don't want anyone to go through life thinking that they don't look good enough, thinking that they should be hating their bodies. It's all about body positivity. And if you can't look at yourself in the mirror, you can't even look at a photo of yourself. Life should not be lived like this. You need to do something about it.
Or like someone said that I looked pregnant or something, and that'll just trigger me to just starve a little bit, just stop eating.
You know whose opinion matters most in this world? Your own opinion of yourself. 100 million people's fans' opinions of yourself don't matter even close to as much as the one opinion you have of your own self. Make it a good one.
I thought that was how it was. And now I realize, no, if you eat food, have energy, get stronger, you can do all these shows and not feel it.
And so when you put pressure on yourself to be a size 0 or 00 when your body was meant to be a size 6, it's not good. Now, I'm not saying if you're morbidly obese that you shouldn't be trying to lose weight, but if you're underweight and you don't have any energy, or perhaps male, you're trying to get single-digit body fat, or female, you're just trying to be too thin, much healthier to eat more and be healthy. Healthy is not based on how you look, it's how you feel. If you don't have enough energy to perform throughout the day, to sing in a concert or do your job or work, whatever, that is not healthy. And so is it more important that you diet down for that bikini or bodybuilding competition to get to single-digit body fat, or to have energy? Remember, I dieted in 59 competitions, and I can tell you every single one, come the end of it, I had no energy, brain fog. It's a living nightmare. And so I don't suggest that any of you try to maintain a physique as such, as it will make you feel like shit.
I don't care as much if like somebody points out that I have gained weight. It's just something that makes my life better.
And so think of it. If you read a message that says you're a piece of shit, you're a manlet, you're a snake oil salesman, you're ugly, you're fat, you're pregnant, you're bloated, you're puffy, you look gross, whatever, how could you feel good about yourself if you let those opinions, those comments matter? The comment that matters is, what do you think of yourself? And so make that opinion a good one.
I'm concerned about you. I was like, what are you talking about? Of course I eat. It's perfectly normal. I just exercise a lot. And I did exercise a lot, but I wasn't eating.
And so slowly the comments ate at her. The comments of saying she looked fat, pregnant, bloated, it got to her. She stopped eating. She started exercising more. She went from a size 6 to a size 4 to a size 2, 0, 00. Where does it end? Millions, if not hundreds of millions of people suffer from this. It is a living nightmare. The fact that people don't think they are good enough to be in this world, the fact that they think they have to live up to some BS standard of beauty, health, that you have to be a certain size, a certain weight, a certain body fat percentage to look good in this world, ridiculous.
Because if you're thin enough, then you don't have that ass that everybody wants. But if you have enough weight on you to have an ass, then your stomach isn't flat enough.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's literally a catch-22. If you're thin, you don't have an ass. And if you have an ass, well, perhaps you're not thin enough. And so which do you choose? And so what do people do? Surgeries. They literally go and get BBLs, fat liposuction, to get everything and anything done in order to live up to society's expectations, whether it's breast augmentation, ass augmentation, whatever body part augmentation, men injecting all those oils, all of their bodies just to look the way that we think social media wants us to look. It's horrible.
It's better to think you look fat than to look sick. And we don't do that anymore.
And so listen to this advice. It's better to think you look fat than to be sick. And so regardless of how you think you should look, it's better to be at a healthy weight than it is to be underweight, starving, and having no energy. Just because you don't think that you're thin enough doesn't mean that you aren't.
I'm a woman, I'm not a coat hanger. I need to feel healthy in my life, and I need to take pleasure in food.
Your body is not a clothes hanger. You're not made to look like the clothing when it hangs on the rack. It's supposed to go around curves, bumps, crevices, whatever. It's not supposed to be a flat stick up and down the way it looks when it's hanging on a hanger.
The only one that's inside your brain, feeling all of your anxieties and the voices that are telling you that you can't be who you want to be, or that you're not who you want to be.
And so regardless of how much hate you're getting, how much bullying you're experiencing, how many horrible things people are saying about you, none of it matters as much as what you tell yourself on the inside. When no one's listening, what are you saying inside your head? Are you calling yourself fat? Are you saying you're unworthy? Stop doing that. You have the power to think positively. You can change the way you speak to yourself and just start speaking positive. Start smiling more. Think positive. Rather than going down that spiral of your life sucks, you're doing all the stupidest things, start doing something positive. Start with one small step in the right direction, and before you know it, you'll be taking larger steps than last time.
You are not going nowhere just because you are not where you want to be yet.
Now, with all this positivity, which is great, I still have to make this point. Look, if you can't just be a 400-pound person, morbidly obese, and say that you're a 10. And I do get it, I understand the message, but if you are going nowhere and you're literally doing nothing to get anywhere, then you are going nowhere. And so although she's saying just because you're not going anywhere doesn't mean you're not getting anywhere, you have to be proactive. You have to do something about it. And so it's all great to be lovey-dovey, fuzzy-fuzzy, positive, but in the real world, you have to make those changes on your own. You have to do it. Not Taylor Swift. She can make all the fun speeches in the world that she wants, but if you're sitting there in your misery, sitting on the couch and doing nothing with your life, you're the one that has to pick yourself up right now and do something about it. And I'm not kidding. Right now. Why are you sitting down doing nothing? Can you go for a walk, apply for a job, study, read a book, learn a new language, talk to that girl at the gym that you have a crush on? Get out there and do it. And so if you're going nowhere, look at your life and say, why? Why am I going nowhere? And figure out a plan. If getting off the couch, perhaps losing some weight, getting in some exercise is a priority to you and you need some help, consider getting GO2 Max for improved cardio. Research is abundantly clear, can help you get more endurance than last time. Remember, I give away a free diet and training program. It's free. Close to 100,000 people have gotten it. It's close to 50 pages in length. Took months to develop, months to create. And so head over to my website. Remember, it's free. Don't say I never did anything for you. Over 3,000 videos, free diet and training program. And if you want to become one of the 300,000 plus newsletter subscribers to get notified of anything going on with HTLT supplements, please join that. Head over to my website. And if you want any of the supplements that I sell, the cookbooks, of course, the training books, got lots of those, the Circle Diet book, you can head over to my website right now. Code Greg, 15% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo, like this video. Have you clicked the bell button? Have you subscribed? Have you watched any of those 2 videos yet? If not, get on one right now. If you want phone consults or perhaps coaching plans by me and my team, head over to my website. And until next time, I am out.